Hi everyone, thank you so much for stopping by today. Today I've got a fun video. I want to share with you all my favorite coral nail polish that I have this year. Now, I'm not going to say these are all new from this year, but they're my favorites this year in my collection. How's that? This video was inspired by a friend of mine on Instagram. Her name is Ava, and she has been sharing some of her favorite corals this summer, and I've just enjoyed seeing every one of them. Now, I wish I'd been able to put this video up a little bit earlier. I know that the Pantone color of the year was Living Coral. I just wasn't able to get this up any earlier, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to do what you can do, and this is what I can do, and I can control what I have in front of me today. And today I've got a lot of fun coral nail polish. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you're not part of my YouTube family, please take a second and subscribe. And I'm also going to link some other videos that I'm trying to do in the same little kind of genre, just my favorite corals basically in general. I've got my favorite coral lipsticks, I've got my favorite coral makeup, and now I've got my favorite color nail polishes, coral nail polishes. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I want to start with my favorite. Typically I tend to start with the bottom and then build up to my favorite, but not today. Today I want to start with my favorite coral nail polish. And surprisingly, as I looked at everything that I had in my collection, it's the most affordable one I have. And it's actually one I've had probably the longest, if not the longest, one of the ones I've had the longest. And it's this one from Sinful Colors, and it's called Island Coral. This is it right here. This is its little swatch buddy. Let me go ahead and give you guys a good look at that right there. But I'll be sure to include a picture up there so you guys can see it. I absolutely love this coral. It's actually what I'm wearing on my nails today. It is a pinky coral, so it definitely has a little bit more pink to it than it has orange for sure. And it's almost like a muted pinky coral. And it's a very easy nail polish to wear. It's one of those polishes that you can actually wear probably to work. You could wear this to church. You could wear this just anywhere because it is such a pretty feminine coral pink. I like the formula too. It just applies really easily. I'm currently wearing 2 coats. I think that it's got not the best brush in the world. It's just one of your simple plain brushes, but the brush it has works very well with the particular formula it has. You know, sometimes with Sinful Colors, the brush doesn't help the formula. In this case, it works just fine. So yeah, out of the ones I'm about to name, this is my favorite. Just wanted to give y'all a heads up, but I love that one. The next one I'm going to pick is this one by Zoya, and it's HEIDI by Zoya. And let me go ahead and get the swatch. You guys will be able to see it right there, right next to it. It is very much a little bit more of an orangey coral, almost as close to my shirt as you can get, right? The orangey kind of coral. It is really pretty on the nails. It applies so nicely. I love Zoya. Zoya is one of my favorite brands. I own quite a bit from Zoya, and I will continue to purchase from Zoya because I think their polishes are so good. This is one that I can use with their original brush. Now, there are nail polishes that I've gone through and changed out the brushes because I just don't like it with the skinny brush that Zoya originally came with, but this is one that I can actually wear and use with the brush it came with. I really do like it. It is a nice cream formula. It's a 2-coater. Everything here is a 2-coater with exception of one, and I'll let you guys know which one it was because it annoyed me, but I have to pick it as one of my favorites. We'll get there in a second. But in either case, this is Zoya's HEIDI. It's not a fluorescent, it's not a neon, it's just a nice, bright, cheerful, reddish coral. Gorgeous nail polish on the nail. When you see it in person, I think it's going to come through a little bit more reddy coral on the actual swatch than it does in person. In person, it tends to have a little bit more of an orange undertone. Just a really nice nail polish. I love that one. And then next is one of my favorite, and probably my favorite nail polish line in general, mainstream at least, it's OPI, and it's Time for a Napa. I think this came out in the California collection. Was that last year? I think it was last year. If I'm wrong, correct me. In either case, it's a beautiful coral. Let me go ahead and show you the swatch. And you know what? What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and show it to you in comparison with HEIDI. Island Coral, this is HEIDI, and this is Time for a Napa from OPI right here. So it will absolutely give you a good picture of it being more of a pinky tone, but not quite as soft as maybe the Island Coral is. It's just a little bit more pigmented, and it's just a beautiful nail polish to wear. I like OPI's brush. I think the formula is excellent on this one. I really do enjoy this nail polish, and I've worn it twice this summer so far, so that says a lot. I've got a lot of nail polish, and I've worn this one twice. So the next polish is the one I was just saying is a bit of a pain in the I'm not going to say that word. And it's this one right here. And it's from China Glaze. And it's Flirty Tankini. And it's a matte. It's from their 2012 collection of their neons. And that was not their best collection at all. However, it was one of the first neon collections that came out. And so, you know, people tend to like it. And I do like the actual color. And it's currently what I have on my toenails right now. And there you go right there. If you were to see it on my toenails and I was outside, you would definitely think that it's a coral, but it's a bit a neon. I mean, you would definitely think it's a neon, but it's a little bit more subdued of a neon. It's not quite as a bright or in your face kind of neon as they came out, other nail polish companies have come out with this particular year. This one is just not quite as neon, let's just say that, but it does have that very bright in your face kind of color, and when you wear it on your toenails, you absolutely can see it. I've had people comment on how much they like it. That being said, I will say that it's a very finicky formula. It's very difficult to work with this one. And for example, I tried applying it with Orly Bonder as my base coat, and that was a royal mess. So then I thought, well, maybe it doesn't need a base coat. And nope, that was a mess too. What it worked best with was with my Zoya base coat, and that would be how I'd recommend you use it. To find a good base coat that gives it a good sticky surface to apply to. Otherwise it pulls and it just runs, and it's not an easy formula to work with. However, once you have it on your nails, it's so pretty that I could not mention it. That I actually had this in my de-stash pile, and then I put it on my toenails and pulled it out because I couldn't let it go bye-bye. It's just such a pretty color on your nails. And that's a lot of time spent on one polish that I really don't like, but that I like the color. Isn't that kind of funny, guys? Anyways, the next one is one of the ones I do like, and I really do enjoy this particular one, and it's on the list from Essie. This is their Essie Gel Couture line. This would be it right there. That's the swatch. So good. This is so good. This is 2 coats. This has also lived on my toenails as well. I think of the colors that I'm going to share with you today, the ones I wore the most on my toenails would be on the list, and then this Flirty Tankini from China Glaze. They're just bright and cheerful and happy and coral, and they're all things summer to me. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful little peachy coral almost, right? Pinky peachy coral, just lovely warm tone. Good formula, cream. Love the Essie Gel Couture brush, one of my favorites. Lasts on your nails just so well. This one, I didn't have any problem with chipping, so I love this one. A lovely formula, great nail polish. Now the next 2 are quite old in my collection, probably some of the oldest ones I have, and I still love them, and I have not gotten rid of them. We don't get these polishes here very often, and that would be the Julie G's. I have 2 Julie G's. I have this one right here in the color Fred, and then I have this Julie G over here, and it's in the color Romeo. And they are your quintessential kind of corals. This one's more pink, this one's more peach. But let me go ahead and talk about Fred first. Fred is more of the pinky kind of coral. Here it is right there. Again, I'll make sure to include a swatch up there and on my nail. It's a really good formula. Julie G has a great formula. That being said, unfortunately, they're sold at Rite Aid, and in Florida, at least not in the central Florida area where I live in, we don't have Rite Aid, so I can't get a hold of these. Every once in a while, we have a Christmas tree shop here, and every once in a while, I'll go by that Christmas tree shop, and they'll have a small collection or a limited edition collection that they've brought in, and I will absolutely always, you know, grab them because it is not something that I can find with ease here in Florida. So yeah, but I do love Julie G's formula and her nail polish. They last really well, and like I said, I've got several, and I don't ever want to lose them. The next one I've got is this one. It's Romeo, and I'll go ahead and show it to you up close like that. Let me put my hand behind here. There's Romeo right there. It's again a little bit more peachy. The last one was a little bit more pink. Really nice formula. The brush is very similar to the original Essie brush. So it's not the best brush, and the actual packaging is actually very similar to the Essie packaging. That being said, it performs well enough. I like them on my nails. It's a beautiful peachy coral on. I've worn it this summer. I think it just looked beautiful on my nails, and it made me happy. This is the kind of color that just brings me joy and makes me smile. And I think that that's what I use nail polish for. It's a kind of therapy. It makes me smile. So in either case, yeah, I really love these Julie G nail polishes, and if you have them in your area, or if you have it in your collection, make sure to pull it out. I think these 2 are from about 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I went to New York and I picked those up in New York. So yeah, they're not from here, but I like them. The next one is another one that I have to actually order. And actually this one I picked up in New York as well when I went to New York. And it's an H&M, and it's H&M's May Queen. And it's the only one in a more shimmery formula. It's the only one in this whole lineup that it's in the more shimmery formula. I love May Queen. It's got a beautiful gold shimmer inside of it. I would almost say that it's very similar to NARS Orgasm's blush. It has that pink peach coral base with the gold shimmer infused throughout it. That's exactly what May Queen is. Such a beautiful, beautiful nail polish. On the nail, it translates almost as a satin. Applies beautifully. I love H&M's nail polish, and I love their brush. It's so nice. It's so easy to work with. It's a little bit wider. It's kind of like that paddle brush. It's really easy to work with. The nail polishes work beautifully on. They stay on your nails. Such a beautiful formula. I really enjoy May Queen. So, and then talking about Essie, the next two are from Essie, and the last two actually. And the first of the last two would be Essie's Cute as a Button. And it's the more pinky of the two. Here's the swatch of Essie's Cute as a Button. It really is a pinky peachy coral. It is a beautiful nail polish on. This has been around for a while. It's part of their main collection, and so it's really easy to get a hold of if you don't have it. This is with the older brush from Essie because I've had this nail polish for quite a while now. But in either case, I'm not really sure, since this is part of like their main lineup for Essie. I don't know if they changed the brushes to their newer, wider paddle brushes. If they have, would you let me know down below? And it applies really well, and it lasts very nicely. You might need, depending on how thick you make your coats, you might need 3 coats for this one, but I've typically gotten it opaque in 2. It's a beautiful nail polish on the nails, and it looks beautiful in the summer on your toes. And then lastly, this is kind of like one of those where I was like, I'll include it because to me it's more of a fall coral. Does that make sense to anyone other than me? This is Chubby Cheeks by Essie again, and there you go right there. And why I mean that, it's in the lipstick collection that I shared, I talked about some lipsticks being a little bit more dirty, so just a little bit more brown coral. Had a little bit more brown of an undertone in their coralness. Does that make sense? And that's exactly what Chubby Cheeks is like. So let me, sorry about that. Let me give you guys a close-up of Chubby Cheeks right there. Again, this is an older nail polish, and I think this is also part of their main collection, so you can easily find this at Target, Walmart, wherever Essie's sold. I have it with the smaller, older brush. This one is another one that, depending how thick you make your coats or how sheer you want your application, you could get away with 2, but if your nails are very long, you might need your 3rd coat, because Essie's nail polishes tend to be a little bit thinner in formulation, at least in my experience. So in either case, this was my last coral polish that I wanted to share with you guys. And ironically, my favorite was the first one I shared, which would have been the Island Coral. And in the same token, my least favorite of the corals was this one, so it's at the end. Isn't that kind of funny the way that ended up? In either case, guys, thank you so much for stopping by and sitting with me to chat about nail polish for a few minutes. It is so much fun to share with you guys what I like and what's, for me is currently the faves, especially in a particular color family. If you enjoy this, let me know, because I'd love to go through and pick my favorite reds and pick my favorite blues and pick my favorite greens. I mean, I've got enough to talk to you guys about them, and I could then, break it down and maybe share a few videos a month about this stuff. So thank you once more, guys, for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, again, take a moment and subscribe and join my family here on YouTube. It can be our family here on YouTube, and y'all have a great day, and y'all be blessed. Bye!